Hi, everybody. I'm Robbie Heeger, President and CEO at Endaoment.org. And today we are here with all of you, you lovely USDC Circle developers, to show you a little bit about our own developer tool at Endaoment and how you can get involved in building in giving straight into your own application using USDC and Endaoment. And so today we're going to dive right in. I've got a short presentation for you. And if you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to come join us in our Discord and reach out. We're there all the time. So we would love to hear from you. So let's dive right in. I will share my screen and press play on this. So like I said, I'm from Endaoment, and Endaoment is a new philanthropic institution. We started in 2020, and we like to think of ourselves as the internet's community foundation. And because we're from the internet, we damn sure better have some developer tools in order to make sure that people can program in impact into their application. And so just this year, we launched our own developer kit. It includes three main tools. One is the SDK, two is our API, and three is our subgraph. And together, these three tools make it really easy for you to customize how you want to make your impact in your application and how you want to build it from an engineering perspective. So we're going to take these tools one at a time. We're going to start with the SDK. We're going to talk about React components, then we'll talk about the API, and then we'll talk about the subgraph, and then we'll wrap up with just a little bit more info about Endaoment. So starting with our SDK, we really made this SDK to try and encourage people to program in giving straight into their app. It's JavaScript and TypeScript compatible. It has every compliant 501c3 nonprofit in the world available for search. And it's really built for Web3. And we wanted to make it even easier. So we went ahead and built a SDK UI. This basically pre-packages all of our great styling and branding straight into your app, so you don't have to worry about styling it up. And we also have a playground where you can test out the SDK. That's what's showing here on the screen, where you can come, you can connect your wallet, engage with the SDK on a test net, and really play around with the core functionality like searching for orgs, deploying organizations that don't have contract addresses already, or even formatting up a donation for a new gift to a nonprofit or to a fund. And you can see that you can really easily just play around with Endaoment and our API and get to see all of the code and how it plays together and just fork it for yourself in order to turn it into the application of your dreams. But maybe you're not an SDK person. You just need an API endpoint. You want something a little bit simpler. We have that as well. We have a public, lightweight, flexible endpoint for all of our data about endowment organizations and funds. You can find orgs easily. You can get contract addresses, discover public funds, create donation calls. And we have another playground. There's a theme here. You'll get used to it. That we have these resources for you to be able to go and test out our different tools. And so the API is no different. Here you can see me formatting up a sample search, kind of like what I was doing at the SDK playground, but here at the API playground. And so you can see we've been searching for arts organizations across Great Britain, USA, and Brazil. And you can see that we're returning all of the metadata that you would need in order to style up a really beautiful page about this organization and encourage your users to make a donation with just another simple click, either with the React components or with our transaction formatting API that puts together all of the call data that you would need in order to call a donation transaction on chain. The last tool that I want to talk about just briefly, since we're doing a short overview of all of our developer tools, is about our on-chain data. We have a publicly indexed on-chain database formatted in GraphQL through the Graph protocol. And this as well comes with a really beautiful playground. And the theme of the day is really about making it as easy as possible for you to extract data from the Endaoment ecosystem. And so here you can see at the Subgraph playground that they make this really easy as well. You can do nice structured queries using GraphQL and get back a lot of on-chain data about where money is placed in Endaoment, how much money have organizations raised, what are the top grossing organizations, how many organizations are there on Endaoment, how many public funds are there on Endaoment. There's all sorts of great stats and stats dashboards that you could theoretically build with the Subgraph. So those are really our three main tools. We do other things in the sort of DevX technical landscape in order to try and make your experience better, including working really closely with Etherscan to make sure all of our contracts are labeled so that receipts on Etherscan look really rich. We hope you'll check that out, and it hopefully makes the user experience even more obvious about how their donation got processed by Endaoment and the confidence that it reached the organization that they intended it to reach. We also are launched on layer 2s, most recently Base and Optimism. We have plans to launch on further layer 2s. Our goal is to be on-chain giving infrastructure for every chain, regardless of where you're at. We really try not to discriminate against any blockchain and where you're coming from. And our goal in launching on L2s is to keep things really cheap. So if there's a network that you're looking for us to launch on, just please reach out. We would love to get that configured for you. It's effectively trivial for our team to deploy on other networks, and we will likely continue to do so over the coming months. Lastly, one of the most exciting technical challenges that we've taken on at Endaoment in our own internal engineering team is incorporating the Allo protocol from Gitcoin with the Endaoment protocol and its charitable recipient addresses on chain to monitor all the activity on the Endaoment protocol and use a quadratic matching equation to distribute matching funds to all recipient nonprofits. And we're really excited to bring this more into our developer landscape as well, to encourage people to set up their own impact pools, and stay tuned on the impact pool front. I think there's going to be even more great endpoints that you can drive users to make high impact single point of donation gifts that support hundreds, if not thousands of nonprofits over years of distribution with just one donation action. So really, really interesting use cases that I'm sure you guys are all bouncing around in your head, and we would love to participate in building them with you. So if you have any questions, or you want to get in touch, or you want to try it out, check out developers.endaoment.org. And you're also welcome to come join us in Discord, discord.gg/ENDAOMENT. We would love to meet you, hear what you're building. We're working on grants programs and all sorts of new incentivization for people to build on the Endaoment protocol. And we couldn't be more excited to see what your generosity and creativity is going to cook up. So that's a short overview of Endowment's developer tools. Hope you enjoyed. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me or anybody on the Endaoment team to learn more about how you can get involved.